It looked like Sheryl Swoopes might have just lost her job, allegedly.
Sheryl. The Dallas team dismissed Swoopes. Wings following Caitlin Clark's criticism. This represents yet another expert disappointment for the former WNBA player, with a concerning history of comparable departures from different groups.
If you guys ain't familiar with Sheryl Swoopes' work history, she be losing them jobs, dog. I just gotta keep it real. And it looked like she might have just lost another one because word on the street is that the Dallas Wings let her go.
If Shoe's work is unknown to you all, history, she's going to lose their employment, dog. Simply had to be honest, and it appeared as if she had just lost another. First, since rumors are that she was released by the Dallas Wings, the trend that is showing up around Clark is, it is hard to overlook all of the important figures who has chastised her in public appears to face immediate career repercussions. The proof later shows something. Important events taking place in the WNBA's power dynamics at the moment.
Seemed like nearly every person that did wrong Caitlin Clark, they got him up out of there, bruh. And this is another case of that because Sheryl Swoopes was an announcer for the Dallas Wings.
It appeared like almost everyone who didn't. They got him out of there, Caitlin Clark, of theirs, buddy, and this is one additional instance of, given that Swoopes was an what is the Dallas Wings announcer, precisely resulted in Swoopes surprising. Was it just her remarks that caused her to leave, concerning Clark, or is it related to her prior disputes in their entirety? An examination reveals the realities behind the scenes that the general public, the sports media doesn't talk about.
Now, fans was definitely caught off guard with the latest post that was released by the Dallas Wings yesterday, and that post showed Sheryl Swoopes was not in there, bro. Yes, she was not part of the post. She was not in the description, and I'm here to tell you, bro, fans was like, hold up, wait a minute.
Admirers was undoubtedly taken by surprise by the most recent post published by the yesterday's Dallas Wings, and that post demonstrated that Sheryl Swoopes wasn't present, bro. Yes, she did not participate in the post. Not mentioned in the description, and my purpose is to tell you, bro, the supporters said. Wait a minute. The Dallas Wings dropped a minute. Shocking revelation when they shared their 2025 list of the broadcast crew on social media. After taking a quick look at the announcement, you'll see that a significant swoop is nowhere in sight, similar to the one of the most identifiable voices providing. The Wings games are no longer available on their plans in full.
This is the post that was released yesterday from the Dallas Wings, man. They said, all eyes on us. We're so excited to introduce our 2025 broadcast team. Now, Sheryl Swoopes had been a member of this team. Well, it looked like, based off this post here, they gave her the boot, bruh. So, play-by-play call is Ron, analyst is Fran, analyst Nancy Lieberman, sideline reporter Tiffany.
Thus, this is the post that was made public yesterday by the Everyone is Watching, the Dallas Wings player stated. We are thrilled to present our broadcast crew for 2025. Now, Sheryl Swoopes had served on this team, and it appears from this post that they played-by-play dude and gave her the boot. Call is Ron and the analyst is Fran. Nancy Lieberman, reporter on the sidelines. When Swoopes is replaced by Tiffany the Wings, Tiffany Bias, the new face, is now stepping into the role of a sideline reporter that Swoopes used to hold. What's actually describing the entire incident is there is no explanation for how the Wings handled it. No gratitude or appreciation for your contributions message that is simply a declaration of the new group as though they had never included Swoopes in their broadcast family at all.
This is what it was, a year ago. So it said the Dallas Wings have added Basketball Hall of Fame inductees Sheryl Swoopes and Nancy Lieberman to their 2024 broadcast. And as y'all can see there, everybody's still there. Except for Sheryl Swoopes, bro. Sheryl Swoopes gone. They gave her the boot. Looked like they replaced her with Tiffany Bias, bro. A younger face, younger looking lady. She definitely took Sheryl.
Thus, this is what, a year ago it stated, the Dallas Wings have more members of the Basketball Hall of Fame, Nancy Lieberman and Sheryl Swoopes, to their broadcast in 2024, and as you may see, everyone is still there. How are things going? Sheryl Swoopes is gone. Dude, thanks to Sheryl Swoopes. They looked as though they were giving her the boot. Swapped her out for Tiffany Bias, bro. Younger looking woman. She's undoubtedly. I ate your sushi, but why is the time so off? Is especially notable. Swoopes has been in the news lately because of her remarks regarding Caitlin Clark's remarks that depicted the sensational rookie in an unpleasant light, and all of a sudden she's. Many basketball lovers are out with the Wings, are linking these occurrences and observing a obvious cause and effect between her disapproval and her departure from the Wings. Announcement establishes their stance. Clearly, they have put together their lineup for the upcoming campaign, and Swoopes just does not include the organization. Omitted the traditional recognition of her prior contributions appear to making an effort to separate oneself from her as soon as you can.
Just like I told y'all, this should come as no surprise. Sheryl Swoopes has been fired before for a coaching job.
Today, much like I advised you everyone to come and know, unexpectedly, Joss has previously been dismissed for a coaching position. This circumstance is similar to a concerning trend across Swoopes' career. She was fired in 2016, resigned her role as head coach at Loyola University of Chicago following claims of player abuse prior to her participation in a pyramid with marvelous 3D scheme ended in a financial dispute. Every example displays a comparable trajectory. Contentious acts that were followed by expert repercussions.
Somebody said they told Sheryl Swoopes, "We don't allow racists to broadcast."
Claimed that they informed Sheryl Swoopes racists are not permitted to television. The Dallas-based organization's questions about her are heightened by her silence. No representative has offered to leave. A justification for Swoopes' lack of returning no news release to provide clarification. This wall of silence's transformation. Everyone is wondering what took place in a private social. Theories have been circulating in the media since. Fans are examining the announcement. Timelines that establish clear links between Swoopes' remarks regarding Clark. With the reorganization of this broadcast crew, the discussion has heated up, with many implying that she was critical of she was directly influenced by the league's emerging star elimination.
Somebody said disappointed to not see Sheryl Swoopes. Yeah, she go.
Someone expressed disappointment. Sheryl's shoes are not visible, but she goes the message and the introduction of bias, whereas Swoopes was essentially eliminated, gives a definite indication that the company is accepting fresh talent while purposefully cutting someone off from the past. Given Swoopes' size and basketball skills history, this sudden erasure feels especially noteworthy in spite of her renowned standing. The Wings' management of her departure implies that even basketball's elite are not exempt from the repercussions of contentious public remarks in the current sporting environment.
I remember when Caitlin was balling out, came back off the Olympic break and all that stuff was happening. She was looking phenomenal. That kind of pissed a lot of people like Sheryl off, because they weren't expecting Caitlin to come back, be on fire like that, when Nancy Lieberman was one of the people that kind of checked Sheryl.
We all recall the time Kane was having a great time. We returned from the Olympic vacation, and while everything was going on, she was looking amazing, sort of annoyed many people, including Sheryl, as they didn't anticipate Caitlin to return burning like that when among them was Nancy Lieberman. Sheryl, let's have a look at that type of check at the real cause of this entire contentious remarks that made Sheryl. Not all Swoopes in hot water were casual remarks that were given to them. Unwavering belief in a major platform when questioned regarding Caitlin Clark's outstanding debut performance. Swoop gazed directly at the camera and said, "Well, you're aware that she's not controlling what she's doing for me." Let that sink in. It's not dominant. In for a second.
Swoopes did speak about Kayla Clark. I want to play one of these clips right here because to me, I believe this is the clip, right? This was the clip that really showed Sheryl true feelings about Kayla.
What 20? 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds, and points. That is insane. However, those are a very impressive quantity. Terrible, but in my opinion, that's not. Yes, it is dominating, but it isn't. Since she's new, she wasn't some casual comment captured on camera. Swoopes doubled down, wondering if, in fact, Clark's performance would be regarded as controlling if she were just any novice as opposed to the most anticipated. In recent WNBA history, the prospect, contemptuous tone, and purposeful framing showed something more profound than it came across as professional critique, a basic reluctance to recognize Clark's indisputable influence on the court.
20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But 5
crazy.
Those are
hell of a number. Those are hell of a numbers.
Rookie.
But to me, that's not.
She is posting numbers similar to those of Asia. Would she be in control right now? It has to do with the numbers that I don't check. The primary determinant is numbers, your actions on the ground, and those figures would alter if the variable's on. Making that layup alters the floor. The statistics. I get a layup if you swing. Statistics fluctuate. These are elements on the floor that is hidden from view because we are exalting the statistic that makes. Swoopes' remark is so perplexing that, at the time, they opposed reality. Clark's average was a staggering 31.6. 9 assists, 7.4 rebounds, and points per game. Those numbers are more than just good. These statistics are the type that restructure record books and define careers. For anyone possessing even a simple knowledge of basketball to recommend, these numbers are not acceptable as dominance demands a significant mental gymnastics is similar to asserting either LeBron James isn't wet or the Hurricane is really a mediocre athlete.
Okay, if she's putting up numbers like Asia right now, would she be dominating?
Yes.
So it's about the numbers. I don't look at the dominating factor being numbers. It's what you're doing on the floor. And those numbers would change if the factors on the floor changes. If you make that layup, the stats change. If you swing, I get a layup, stats change. These are factors on the floor that we don't get to see because we're glorifying the stat.
Nancy Lieberman is one of the individuals in question, was among those who sort of went a year ago on Sheryl Swoopes, and yes, she is among those who sort of put her, tell her you're tripping in her place, while discussing Kayla Clark. And the unsettling thing about all of this is that, nevertheless, she was hired by Nancy Lieberman. Couldn't remain quiet after listening to the remarks of Swoopes that make this encounter that is especially important is their lengthy relationship. Lieberman was not only a haphazard analyst taking problem with Swoopes, who was a reliable acquaintance who had assisted in obtaining Swoopes. 1993 saw a Nike sneaker deal and had. She was also instructed on their relationship, dated back several decades, making Lieberman's apology to the people for all the more essential and significant.
Crazy about all this, Nancy Lieberman was one of the people, Nancy Lieberman was one of the people that kind of went off on Sheryl Swoopes a year ago. Yes, she's one of the people that kind of put her in her place, let her know you tripping when you speaking about Kayla Clark. And what's eerie about all of this is that she still got her job.
Sheryl, since she was a college student, I assisted with her 1993 sneaker contract with Nike took her. Sheryl's first SBS I've known. I've given her a lot of respect as a coach. I contacted her for her when Caitlin continued to perform at Iowa, and she had broke the record set by Maravik, and it was everywhere since you and I have talked about how Lieberman didn't mince remarks in response to what she perceived as a blatant deception. You may say, you can have your own, anything you want, viewpoint on anyone, but you must get the facts, the statistics, right? Lieberman strongly stated notice of the matter. She didn't personally assault Swoopes despite her basketball expertise, she just demanded factual correctness when talking about a player's accomplishments was a deliberate and rational reaction to remarks that appeared to be intentional, intended to lessen Clark's achievements. Pay attention to this.